Hello, traders. John at StockBookie.com. Today we're doing a live session, and what a slight bloodbath on Wall Street today. Nothing crazy, but we're going to use all the time frames today. We use the 10-minute, the 60-minute, the daily, weekly, monthly, and we try to figure out which way these stocks will be running, up or down. And today, most of them are down. I have my eyes on Alta here. Alta's been, I don't know what they had. Someone tell me what they have. News, upgrade, they're the best stock on the in the markets right now, blah, blah, blah. But we're actually looking for an area, in between here. You could probably go short. Let's see if we could pop up a little higher into the, I'd love to see gap fill up in here, but I don't know if we're going to make it there. The markets keep selling. This is going to go lower, period. So don't, if you're long Alta and you got this gift right here, you know what? Say thank you very much and get out. I mean, it could go up, but if the markets keep selling, it's all going down, guys. We have well, what do we have on the day? We only have 38 million, so the volume's not that great on the SPY, but 38 million in the first couple hours. That's what we had pretty much the day before and the day before. Well, actually, I think we had 78 million, then 48 million the day before. So, but it's not bad. Who's let's see here. Hey, what's up, Bill? How's it going? Everybody can see me. The volume's good and all that stuff. Still have to check that crap just to make sure everything's going good. So let's see. Let's go back to the SPY. I'm going to keep an eye on Alta here. I got to put this one up. Bear with me, guys. Bear with me. Hey, what's up, sir? Let's see. I want to put Alta on my radar over here because this is where I've been watching this one all morning. Like I said, it's not bad. We filled the gap here. 5-0 retrace, 7-5. 5-0 retrace, 618, 750. So let's see if we could go a little higher. I'm trying to figure out, on the weekly, is there something? I mean, we had a good bearish pattern starting to set up, but again, remember, guys, every time stocks are going up, it's always on news now. And that this is what Alta is a low volume stock. So if you have some investor trying to get out of here, what do you think his buddy at JPM or Goldman Sachs, hey, upgrade this thing so I can unload my large position. Someone starts unloading a $1 million, $2 million position on Alta that trades, I don't even know what it trades on a daily basis, maybe 500,000 shares. What do you think that's going to do to the stock? It's going to send it spiraling. So you get an upgrade, volume comes in, and someone's selling as all the small retail buyers are buying. The small guy. Oh my gosh, Alta, I told you, StockBookie, it's the best one ever. Yeah, and that's what you said here. You know what? You could have went short here, covered there. I wouldn't have went long here. On here I'd probably short, but I'm going to wait a little bit more to see if we could get a little higher prices, and then yes, you could possibly short this one. Was it news today, guys? Was it an upgrade on Alta? I honestly don't even know. But let me stick Alta when we took that one off today. Gosh, guys, sorry I'm a little bit late today. I had a great morning, covered a bunch of stuff, and too busy cherry picking my stocks. That's why you want to take stuff short when the markets are at highs, because when this stuff falls, boom, we get paid. That's the bottom line, guys. I don't know. To go long up here at the highs, it's insane. But let me stick Alta over here. But keep an eye on that one. Gosh, it just keeps going. People just can't help themselves. The allure of, oh my gosh, it's up $19. We're missing it. We're buying at the highs again. We're missing this move. But like I said, if the SPY keeps going down, it's gonna eventually sell. And that will be it for that one. All right, let's go into the SPY now. So looking at the daily here, I'm going to open this one up a little bit bigger. This is my, wait a second here. There we go. I got my other video going. I got this going. I just want to make sure. All right. What symbol is this? The projection outlook up 2%. Alta. Yeah, you know what? Really, at the end of the day, guys, let's go back to Alta. I mean, look what this stock has done. Any of these stocks. I mean, look at this move. Come on. It's unsustainable. It's almost straight up, especially right here. This move here, That's getting everybody up in here, and then they're gonna slap them in the face. I'm sorry, that's how this stuff works, guys. They're gonna jam it up everyone's you know what, and they're gonna take it down on them again. This is like the big head fake. This is where all the buy the dippers were coming in, and they're like, "Oh man, this thing keeps going down." Here, let me open this up. I used to do that, man. I used to be that trader. It's going down, going. So you're adding here, adding there, adding there. You're like, oh man, this I'm getting killed. You're getting a margin call now, and all of a sudden it pops, and you're like, oh yeah, here we go. You know what? Get out of it now, because this thing can easily pop up, turn around, and go straight back down on you. Especially if the SPY continues to sell, it's going straight back down, guys. I promise you. This is the part where they get all the weak shorts that were here, shorten it. You know, this is where you should have shorted it. Instead, you're down here shorting it. But this is a great pattern, let me tell you. Great bearish pattern. Trend, if you draw a trend line under here, you got a trend line that it was holding. You know, it's just a matter of time before this one came in. So this was just a little hiccup in the pattern. Let's see if we can go into the 618 and then possibly turn around and go right back down. But we'll see. Again, you know, you look at the monthly. This thing was getting stretched. You know, what do we say about stretch charts? Look how far it's from the 20 MA. Too far. Now we're retracing back, and you know, I'd like to see it in between here, 265, 266, but we'll see. If the markets move up, this can move up. If the markets move down, this will definitely go down. Yeah, Netties. Yeah, I mean Netties catching a bid. You got buy the dippers. You know, everyone thinks Netties is the leader now. Netties, it's the leader. You got to get in. What? It's insane. Yeah, I mean, we never closed above the 262.82. I mean, they got everybody. I mean, it's still forming a bullish pattern up here, guys. But the market keeps selling. But the problem is, let's see. We had some support down in here. We had the gap fill. You know, like I always say, guys, always have reasons. You have the gap fill. You have double bottom here. And then you have a gap fill right here. What do you think this thing is going to do? And then you have this double bottom there. And you have this 50 MA support. What do you think this thing's going to do? So you know what? Let's put a fib in here. Boom, boom, boom. Tesla, yeah, we'll look at what an ass kicking on Tesla, huh? We put a short out there at 215. We covered it for like $2. Gosh, man, you know, I hate going back to trades and crying about it, but man, that was an epic trade. Everybody laughed. 215, you're shorting Tesla. Oh my gosh, you're an idiot. Stock rookie. Yeah, well, where's Tesla? 199. Yeah, that's a hell of it. And then you know what? Buy the dippers are coming in again. It's cheap down here. Yeah, and then Elon. Oh, that's right. Elon's got the news coming up. He's got some Twilio. Yeah, Twilio. We called that one. I think my level was $50, 48. We'll go to that chart. But check this out. So you have Netties. So now we go down. We get the support down in here. Gap fill, two gap fills, a 50 MA. Gosh, I wish it would have went to 250 or so. But what else? I mean, you got some even numbers. You know what? Let's look at the daily. Let's just see what's on the daily. No moving average there. Weekly, I know it's stretched. I know there's no. Look at that. I mean, even the weekly stretch. That's flipping ridiculous. Let's go back to the 60 again. So it retraced up. I'd like to see a retrace here, but let's see if it retraced back up into this area, which is going to be some more resistance. Look, so this 262.82, that's more resistance. Where does it go to? That high comes right back in. Not to say that this thing can't catch a bid if the SPY does, but if the SPY goes, you know, Netties can move up again, you know, because people are just, oh my gosh, it's $5 cheaper. Get in, hurry up, buy at the highs. It's ridiculous, guys. Come on, it's the allure, guys. It's the Wall Street hype, and then CNBC starts to hype it. Then the analyst upgrades it, and then another analyst upgrades it. You know, and then everyone, oh my gosh, I got to get in, hurry up. But no one's looking at these charts. You know, you go back on the weekly on Netties. I mean, come on. And look, boom, up, and now boom. This is look at this. Straight up. All right, guys. Straight up. Actually, on the monthly. Then I can show you on the stretched. Here's what this thing. So it gets up, you know, on news, upgrade, you know, probably earnings, comes back, goes back up, pulls back to the 20 MA. What do you think this thing's going to do again? It might go up a little bit more, but even if you shorted here, I mean, actually yesterday would have been the day, to be honest with you. But yeah, here we go, right back down. You know, I still want to see it close on the weekly basis. I'd like to see it close, you know, below the 250 area. I don't know if we'll get that or not. I'm sure they'll upgrade it today or something like that. But like I said, if the SPY gets a bid, this will probably, everything's going to move up, but we'll see. So far, so good. The SPY, I had a level right around 210.92, 211. What was the low of the day? Low today was 211.21, so it never really made it. A little bit more, but we'll see what's going on. All right, Twilio. Let's look at Twilio. Yeah, we called this one pretty damn good. We covered all our shorts. I was on a swing short and a short-term short. Like I said, guys, I have two accounts. One's for swings, one's for intraday action and short-term, trades. Sometimes they turn in a little bit long-term. You know how that goes. But, I mean, this was just epic. We filed the topping tail, never closed and confirmed, and it was lights out, guys. Here was my level right here, this green line. That was the 618, right around 47.62, and here we are. The other big level was around the $50 level, but it's going. Another IPO. They got everyone on board on the Wall Street hype. It's Twilio. Got to get in this one. And then people who got in here, it's up at 70 and they're not selling it. They could have sold at 70 and bought back at 47. That's how this is done, guys. Come on. You have a topping tail here, follow through, and look at this follow through. I mean, maybe 42.63. This big green bar down in here. There's just not a lot on here, guys. Coming from a technical point of view. Yeah, we even went down here on the chart. Wow, look at that, though. Hold on a second. So now we go to the weekly. And I got the weekly up here. So I do have, yeah, something's up here. But I'm just talking to myself, guys. Sorry. All right, so let's go to the monthly. On the monthly chart, going down to here, we're right into the 618 down in here. But, I mean, 42.63. That could be your next level, and then ultimately $40. If the SPY and everything starts dumping, look out. It's gonna get really, really ugly fast on this one, let me tell you. Buying at 47, the thing about that, Peter, if you look at the daily, I mean, we're just starting to break down. You confirmed under the moving averages. I mean, you could give it a shot, but be ready to add it. I'd rather let it come down 45 even number. It's not a bad trade, but I would just stay away. There's other stocks to trade, I mean, $47. I don't know why you'd be buying there. I don't know if there's really no pivot or anything on the daily. If anything, the next area is going to be 40, 43, 45. This thing, I mean, look at this. It's a falling knife. And then you go on the weekly. Weekly, look at this bar. That's that big red bar is telling me lower prices. But again, I mean, you could go sideways and set up and go lower. But if you're going to buy here and you get a little bit of a bounce back up to 50, 52 area, get the heck out. Don't be waiting around for this thing to come back and kill you. And the market's dump, it's going lower. Everything's a market trade right now, guys, unless it's getting news. Just like Alta. The only reason that thing's up because of news. If it wasn't for the news, it'd be getting clobbered right now with the SPY going down. It's pretty simple. And that's it. You got to be careful with this stuff. So, all right, let's get back into the SPY here. Let's see what's going on. They're trying, let me tell you. Volume's disappearing. We're going into lunchtime. Same old crap, different day, guys. So, but we had a nice gap down. We did gap below these areas, which tell me this market's getting a little bit weak. But they're going to try to go for the 212.31, get it above that. That's a big area, guys. That the technical traders, Yellen's crew, they all know that. It cracks there and confirms below that. Let's look at the daily. You get a little bit better picture here. So we're below that. Look, we're causing a little bit of a bottoming tail here today. We don't have massive volume, so I wouldn't say it's a true bottoming tail, but we'll see by the end of the day if they can pop this thing back up above the 212.31 area. If they could get it above that, then they could possibly save these markets. But if we close below this 212.58 area, then we got to see. We'll know more as soon as it closes, guys. So let's see. Let's go. What price would you be good for long-term Tesla hold? I'm a trader on Tesla. I'm not no long-term buyer on any stock actually. Downside support for SPY and Qs. Have vertical put. November 18th. Yeah, downside. Hard to say. Today and tomorrow is gonna be pivotal, especially that we gap below this this pivot. So we're gonna see. Yeah, of course. Hold on, guys. I don't know. More spam. It's bad enough that we get spam on the internet. Now I got people giving me spam on my phone. 8 o'clock in the morning. All right. Anyways, yeah, there goes Netties, guys. Everyone's getting in it now. Oh yeah, it's got to get in now. Cheap prices. Hurry, hurry. So, all right, let's go to the weekly. Let's see what's happening here. I know we're below the 20 MA now. Let's see where we close on Friday on the weekly basis. Like I said, this was nice consolidation. I'd like to see a little bit more before we actually went down, but we'll see what the weekly looks like, and then of course the monthly. Nothing's going on with that at this point. Yeah, especially for options to bid to ask is ridiculous. Yeah, let's go to the monthly. Monthly, we're starting to break down, but we got to see what we do on the monthly as well. I know there's a bunch of lines here. It's kind of jazzing stuff up, but let's look at the weekly again. Yeah, I mean, I like this. We've been talking about this for weeks. If this thing sets up sideways in a bullish or a bearish consolidation inside bar, we could possibly have more downside, and we're starting to get it slowly but surely. Gosh, look at Alta just keeps going. Unbelievable. Hold on, let me pull that one up again. I want to see. Oops, come on. I think I have it here. Alta. All right. Oh, 618. There it is. That could be the one, guys. Let's see here. Let's shut this one off. Yeah, I mean, it's getting close. If you wanted to start adding short here on Alta, I think it would be a good trade. Go slow and steady. It gets up into the 665 area. You can probably start to add more, but right here, I think it's a good pop. Especially with the news. Right now it's just all news driven. So, you got to go slow and steady with this one, guys, because it could still pop up in your face. It's still a news-driven stock. It's still a light volume, and right now they're really, really pushing it to get probably to get more longs on board, basically. All right, hold on here. All right, hold on. I got my screen popping up here. Oh, sorry guys, hold on. I gotta go into there. Sorry about that. All right, so yeah, right now, it is getting stretched on the charts. Let's see if we can go up a little bit more. Let's look at the daily. Or you know what? No, let's look at the 60-minute here. Trying to figure out. Okay, there's your area about 260, a little bit more. Let's see if we can stall out during lunch. If the SPY pushes up a little bit more. You want to buy a put, let's see if we can wait during lunch to see if this can go up a little bit more where it could put those puts in. I might actually buy just one put. Like I said, I'll do a $500,000 position or so, maybe two at the most. And if it goes up a little more, I'll add one more. And and if it starts to fade, great. If it starts to stay up here, I'll just exit for a small loss. So that 4150 call on Dow. Okay, is it tanking right now? I don't know what that one's doing. Did they have earnings? I know we're starting to get into earnings season. Let's see here. 10-minute. Yeah, I mean that's a nice push. Did it come into the resistance support down in there? Did this thing have earnings today? I know some of them are coming into earnings. They send it down. Pop it up. What do you have right here? Yeah, you have a little pivot here. You have the 200 MA, which had some more support, and that wasn't a bad trade either. Netties is still going up. You still, I'm gonna get a put on Alta here, guys. Give me a second here. I got all these screens up. I can't see anything. All right, let's see here. Alta. I'll buy a November 18th, couple $100. I mostly do share size, guys. I don't really play around with the options, but I'll put some on in here. I like this push up on Alta. Like I said, I don't risk a lot of money. I risk it where the premium goes to zero, and it's like I gave it a shot. It's like gambling. This is like gambling now, guys, basically. So Alta's moving up still. Any other high fly? Right now, and this is what I'm looking at. Like you got the IBB moving up now. Of course, after that slacking, you're going to have a little bit of a dead cat bounce. I mean, they just murdered this one the last couple of days. I mean, look at this fall. Nice bearish consolidation. The next fall, look what we ran into. This pivot, these pivot lows. right in there. And I think we hit something else. Let's see, weekly. Yeah, weekly, we're coming in almost there. Jeez, look at that. We talked about the weekly in the video yesterday, right around 263. It didn't quite make it, but we still caught that pivot right here too. So it's starting to bounce. Don't chase this thing. Like I said, if the SPY keeps going, this thing's going to go a lot lower, guys. So you got to be real careful with this one. So let's go back to Alta real quick. Gosh, yeah, it's pushing up. I mean, that's a 618. That's not a bad area. Let's see if we get through the 260 number, even number. SPY's pushing up a little bit right now. SPY's at the high of the days from the gap down. So, you know they're coming in on this one. They got to save the day, guys. It's the SPY. Oh, my gosh. It drives me nuts. Notice how TLT is up with XLP and IR out. Yeah, you know. So, look, the SPY here. Let's see. So SPY's coming in the double top from the day. Let's see if it can get through. Gosh, what a coincidence, right at lunchtime, guys. Right at lunchtime, look at the volume slowly disappearing. So you have nice distribution. You know, again, gosh, this thing's just coming in real nice here. So let's see if we can pop above that. Then the next level is the 20 MA, this low pivot from the other day. Then ultimately gap fill if they could get this thing going. I mean, what are we down now? We're still down 132. Are we down 132? My stuff's going a little slow today. So let's see if they could pop it above here. Let's look at the 60-minute real quick. Let's see where the MAs are on that. Yeah, 60 minutes. Still under the MAs. You still got some bearish consolidation starting. Let's see if we could pop up. You know what? I'm going to pull this retrace out of here. I'm going to see where we retrace in here. I'm going to do a smaller retrace on the day just to see where we're starting to come into. So you have this 382 at 212.40. That's going to be a little bit of resistance, and then the high of the day. So let's see if we could pop through there. Alta's still trying. Jeez. Let's see here. Oh, I just bought one put, guys, on Alta. I use Scottrade too, guys. Scottrade, Thinkorswim. I got 2 other brokers or 3 other brokers. I got 5 brokers, guys. And Scottrade, I'll take some option trades on. That's about it with Scottrade. But it helps me. You know, I have this up on Scottrade because they give me some of the free stuff here. They get, because if you go through some brokers, you got to pay for the XBD. You got to pay for some of these ticker symbols. So why pay when I can just use one of these guys here? And then, you know, I trade through them here and there. Nothing crazy, believe me, nothing crazy. So let's see here. Any other charts, guys, you want me to look at? We looked at Twilio. We called that one pretty good. Let's see. Tesoro we're in. That one was a double top. That was nice. And that thing's up a little bit today. But, yeah, that thing's running up on news, too. Looks like Netflix is going green. Baidu's down $1.27. Well, we can Scottrade active investors using interactive brokers technology. Yeah, exactly. They do use them. You got it. But I've been with Scottrade, gosh, for 15 years, maybe 20. That was my first brokerage firm, so I always have them. Always have just a little bit of money. Short GD. What's GD? GD. Going up. Wow. I don't know. Anyone got shorts on GPS? What is the position there? Hold on. Let's look at the daily. Yeah, you know what? You came into support right here. You have a gap fill down in this area. I wouldn't short it yet. If you were to go short with this one, I'd let the markets try to catch a bid. Let's see where it would go. Short this one. I mean, you could maybe start adding at the 50, but I'd try to wait patiently for this area, 153. You know, a couple bucks higher. I mean, it's not a bad short. You're going to have to wait for the pattern to see if we consolidate sideways. The FANG, yeah, exactly. The FANG's, yeah, it's doing okay today. I don't know. Where's Facebook? I have Facebook up in here. Hold on. Where's Facebook? Facebook down at, yeah, we were short. We covered that one. That was holding up on news and some other crap, so we covered that one as well. But I am in a swing trade short Facebook as well, but I took it off my other account. Just took, I think, a buck off of it and said thank you very much. But yeah, this one here, GD, I don't know. You know, you're back to the retrace on the 250. I would wait until this up in this area, 153 for 154, if it could get up there. But if, you know, you got a gap fill here as well, that's not a bad area. But, you know, if it goes on this inside bar, if it can't get above the 152.31, yeah, then you could give it a shot. But be ready to add more just in case it goes up another couple bucks. Just in case. These are the markets, guys, where you just got to slowly add because, man, anything can happen. Anyone got shorts on GPS? Did they have earnings? No, they didn't have it. Did they have any news or something? Yeah, so that one's going up. I mean, look where it's going, though. Double top, you know, right in here. You might have a little more up. I mean, you could probably take it short here, but hold on here before we start getting crazy on this one. Weekly, yeah, you're up into here. You're in the big retrace. Let's stick a fib in this area here. Let's see what it's got. Yeah, not bad. You're right to the you know, you got past the 618. You're into the 750. You're into this pivot here. I don't know. I would play it. You know, you could take a short here if it gets above the 27 area and confirms. Then you're going to have to stop out and wait until it gets above this area, or just wait until it gets to the $30 level and short it that way. You're coming into some big resistance right here with the 750. You know, so that one, you know, it's not bad. You know, we had this. We had a nice pop. That's the weekly. Let's go back to the daily. You know, you had the nice. I don't know what happened here. Did they have retail numbers or some crap like that? This is the gap, right? I think. I don't even know. Amazon Priceline long? No, stay away from that crap. I mean, you could give it a shot coming into earnings, but just stay away from those stocks. I mean, if anything, we were telling people to go short on Amazon, and we covered our Priceline today. So, you know, not that it can't come down anymore, but we'll look at those. Short Apple. Earnings coming up, that's a tough trade. If you want a short Apple, you can, but just don't make it a full position. You know, if you're going to do 1,000 shares short of Apple, go 250 here. If it pops up on earnings, go another 250, and the markets catch a bid, then you got to keep adding. But right now, I would just wait for earnings. Let's get through earnings seasons on some of these. That's why I covered a lot of trades today, guys. I'm just starting to take profits. I don't want to be caught up into earnings, and then this whole market pops up when I'm short. You know, and I've been short for a while. Swing trades and short-term trades, and I'm covering. You know, I took a lot off today, guys. If you go to my Twitter account, well, my Twitter account's protected. I'm allowing so many people in there. I was getting some spam and just some people hacking away, and I'm done with it. So, but on StockTwits, if you follow me on there, I covered a lot of stuff today. I'm just not taking any chances. That's why I like Twillo. We covered a couple bucks too early, but hey, I'm taking it. We killed it. Amazon, yeah, you know, it's down $9. I mean, markets are catching a little bit of a bid. But going back to Gap, it's not a bad area. I'd try to wait for the 27.18 and the $30 area. But, I mean, you could play it on the daily basis. I mean, you can use this as a, you know, we had news, so now it's consolidating. So if the SPY goes up, it could possibly move up. So just be careful with this one. If you want to add shorts at 27, maybe a half position and then add more at 30. And if it gets above 30, you just stop out, make it easy. Gosh, we're actually catching a bid. What time is it, guys? Lunchtime on Wall Street. Here we go. But we're trying to get above the 20 MA on the SPY right now. Let's see what they can do. It's starting to get rejected a little bit. And I think you have a low pivot around the 212.49. What do we have there? I got a line in there from somewhere. I got the SPY up all the time, guys. That's the one I watch regardless. Yeah, you got some pivots at the 212.50. So let's see if those things hold. And we're going into lunchtime hour, and you know it's a lunchtime float. Okay, GPS can go either way. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Take a trade that there's better risk reward. I covered netties. Yeah, so did I, man. I bought some puts and netties. I already covered those. Huge. That netties, that was awesome, and made some money on that one. And then, like I said, I just bought a put on Alta. Nothing big. It's a $500 position. Oh, well, you know, I'll hold that thing. It's in November 18th. So, and that's it on that one. Not a big deal. If it goes up a little more, I'll add a little more on that one. But like I said, I don't really tell anybody to trade options. You know, those are a different type of beast. If anything, I'm doing shares on most of this stuff. I'll do some options myself just to take some small trades and try to make some money that way. Like I said, I took natties yesterday, covered this morning at the lows. That was awesome. It's like, thank you very much. Let's do it again. Let's see here. Hold on. Amazon Priceline. Let's look at Amazon. that's another one going into earnings. I mean, we're coming back into this trend line. We've talked about this trend line for weeks now. Got above it. Look at that nice umbrella starting to come in again. Everyone again. No, don't short Amazon. It got upgraded 22 times. It has to go up. Well, when they're upgrading it, people are unloading, let me tell you. So weekly basis, we're going to know more tomorrow. But yeah, I like that little downward action on the weekly chart. We'll see where we close. I'd love to close below this line. But again, we're going into earnings. This could pop up. If this pops up on earnings, short it. That's pretty much the bottom line, guys. I love the short. I'll admit it, but I'll go long too when there's times. But long here, no way. Don't go long on Amazon. That's suicide. If it goes up on earnings, who cares? Short it or buy a put when it goes up. But let's go price line. I was looking at that one today. Like I said, I covered some of that on, TCLN. Yeah, this one's just been a beast. 1,500 was your area to short. We were adding as it was going up, especially on the 1477. Pulled back, we covered, went back up, we went short again. We covered shorts today on this one, and we don't take a huge position. But let me tell you, even if you have like 50 shares, 100 shares up here at the top, you get $60 on that. That's a nice. You get $30. That's a nice gain. It's NetEase, yeah, right? Yeah, hey, Paper Year, what's up, buddy? Yeah, it's the leader. Hurry up and buy it at the top. It's going to be great. I mean, honestly, it could pop on earnings, but it's going to drop. Again, when the SPY dumps, everything's dumping, guys. I don't care what it is. Just saw that so funny, right, man? It is funny. And you get all my videos. I pretty much say the same stuff over and over, So oil's getting a bid. What's going on with oil, guys? Anybody know? Some news? Damn, my SEO position was going pretty damn good today. $76 was the high. And they all, unbelievable. What just came out with oil? You deserve more viewers? Yeah, you know what? I'll get more viewers. I don't care. I got some time today, covered a bunch of shorts, made a bunch of money, and we'll go from there. I don't really, I throw some stuff. I mean, go on StockTwits and tell them to follow me. I only could post so many things on there where, I don't know, will I get in trouble for doing it? I don't know. I just like to help people. Somebody asked me today if I could do this for like a subscription. Maybe. Takes a lot out of me doing this live stuff and trades and keeping up with everything and all that. Report an inventory build. Yeah, it's always some crap. Strongest in several months. Oh, geez. Oh, yeah, because it's all news again. You know what? And where's the dollar today? Let's keep an eye on that dollar. All right, I'll go back to Priceline. Inventory, they throw that up. I mean, dollar keeps going up, guys. I follow the UUP. You see how it comes back down? Now it's going on news. So look at this. Nice. I mean, we went right here into the 618, the 2530. It's holding up. Let's see if we could get a bullish consolidation. I've been talking about this a little bit more, and we still had this high pivot here. You have the high pivot up in here as well. That's why the dollar's pulling back a little bit. But ultimately, I think we're getting to this pivot and then this gap fill up in here when the markets start to rumble. Higher dollar and oil. You remember, dollar up, oil down, and dollar's been going up and oil's been going up. So that bullshit move, excuse my language, it's gonna come down. Bearish for macro view. China imports are also down. Yeah, I don't even follow half that crap, guys. Would pay for a subscription. Thanks, buddy. Yeah, man, you know what? I get it thrown around. I get emails asking. It's just a lot of work, and then I gotta be on the charts all the time. And as a trader, I like my time. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. If I could get a couple thousand people following me and maybe 1,000 people in a room, paying me, maybe $35 a month or $40 a month, maybe, then it would be worth it. But, I make enough money trading, guys. I don't really need to do that. But one thing I really like to do, though, is teach people. I used 10 years ago, I'd get my ass kicked over and over. I was the guy chasing the UUP up here, buying up here. I was the guy. Let's go back to Priceline. We're all there, guys. I'm the guy, not buying down here. I'm buying up here on upgrades. Oh, man, Priceline's at, and I never knew 1,500 even number. That's the spot. Look, barely got above it and collapsed. I'm the one buying at 1,500. This is 10 years ago, guys. And, when people work hard for their money, and if I could save someone's ass once in a while, why not? Because, I was telling everybody, short price line, short, it was going up. We were shorting it. We covered some today. And, but, I had everyone stock to it. You're an idiot. You're shorting freaking price line up here. I said, yeah, hell yeah. But we wrote calls too up here too as well. Love that action. Look at Adobe. Was this thing going higher? Let's see. Adobe, yeah, Adobe's the same thing, guys. All right, hold on though. Price line, yeah, price line. I wouldn't go long here. You do have support. This is the daily. Young investor, I love your insight. Watching the news, and yeah, don't watch the news. Turn that shit off, Brian. That's just going to drive you nuts. Because then you'll get the fast money traders. Yeah, I bought this, I did that. It's like, oh my God, he did it though. Some of those guys are okay. I don't know. You got a gap down in here. You got the window here. You're going to have support down in here as well. But yeah, I wouldn't touch this. I'd wait for it. If the market, like I said, I keep saying, the market's fall, it's going to go lower. It's pretty simple. And if you really, let's see, there's something here too. I've been doing this stuff for a long time, guys. You got a trend line there. So hold on, one more. You got to give yourself reasons why to take this trade. It could bounce. I don't, if the SPY and everything bounces. But again, I keep saying, if this thing look, 618, excuse me, guys. So this wasn't, I mean, if you were to take this, I would have taken it intraday and, I would have been out already. But, this was your area right here. I mean, if it goes down a little bit lower, I'd still like the, 14, 17. Like I said, we covered it because you did have this. You had a lot of support in here, but you can't tell me if we come down sideways action and start falling again, you're going to be in trouble on this one. Gosh, Alta just keeps going. I got that one on another chart, guys. Holy crap. So, and that's what you got to say. You got to watch for these because next thing you know, you're going lower. And then, maybe in here around the even number, 1400, 1392. But for me, for longs right now, I just can't do it. Let's look at the Amazon. Let's look at Amazon real quick here. Yeah, Amazon came into there. Let's see on the weekly. We talked about stretch charts. See how this thing's stretching. If you go to the monthly on Amazon, I mean, we're going into earnings, so anything can happen. But look, here's that big trend line we have in there. It's right on top of it. And honestly, this could go to 611, 631. If it has bad earnings, it's going to tank. I guarantee it. Gosh, Alta still is it. Like I buy one freaking little put and they jam it. But, I should know better than that. It's around 12, but I still like the 618. I'm buying that resistance. Let it go up another, whatever, 10 bucks. I'll do it again. Look at this. People just can't help it. Let's go to Alta. The Allure. And I bet you, is this all they're talking about on CNBC right now? Oh my gosh, it's going up. You got to get in. They upgraded it. An analyst said this and that. It's going to be great. We promise. Yeah, it's going to be great until it isn't great, basically. And then they slam you in the face and boom, good night. So yeah, I mean, next level will be about 266, and it's only about $5 away. So we'll see if it gets there. ALNY. ALNY. If I miss a symbol, guys, throw it up. Wow, look at that. I don't even know what is it on news or something. I don't even know what this stock is. I don't have any like names of stocks up here, so I just have symbols. So apparently you had some news or some earnings, or I don't know, maybe it's a bio. I don't even know, to be honest with you. Is it a bio? So it's setting up to go lower. Let's try to figure out where this thing can possibly go. Again, though, if the SPY dumps, all these are going lower, so you got to be really careful about choosing your longs. And if you get in a long, you got to be real quick about it. Gosh. I mean, honestly, let me see something here. Oops. This is the right one here. Oh, gosh, it's not the best. One of the drug, yeah. See, it's hard to play, but check this out. Not that it matters. I mean, it's not the best. But look at this. I mean, it's a head and shoulder pattern. I don't really like the right shoulder. It's not the best. I'd rather see a little more defined one. But honestly, it cracked. Yeah, I'd like this. This right shoulder sucks, but it's a slight one. And if this head and shoulder plays out, this thing's going to zero. I mean, unfortunately, it's a drug hunt, whatever. I mean, anything can happen. But here, I mean, you're going to have some support right here. If it really starts to go, you have a gap fill right in here. That's not bad area. So it's getting close to this area. But on the daily, if we consolidate more, let's see. Let's go back a little further. Okay, look at that. This is why it's stopping right here, guys. The scene of the crime back here, all the way back here, 2008. That's support. Look where it stopped. Jeez. All right, let's go a step further. So honestly, it can catch a bid, but it's still a news-driven stock. Yeah, so it blasted through there. So got through the 39.39, but now we're into 35. Honestly, I think it could go to 31.03 and then ultimately 25 bucks. And if this is a head and shoulder, I mean, I don't like the right shoulder too much. Much more common than people think. Yep, I was thinking the same. Some of the high flyer bios, yeah, they're getting killed. Zero, yeah, I mean, here, I don't know if you know how to do head and shoulder patterns, but here's how you measure it, man. You measure this area from the head, and then you take that, and then you move this to the neckline, and shit, disappeared. It disappeared. It went so low. Hold on, here, look though. That's how you measure a head and shoulder. And the other thing, guys, you got to have an ascending. That's a head and shoulder. If this was a bigger right shoulder, I'd say, but let's see. Yeah, all right, -40. No, but I've seen patterns where the thing plays out. I mean, that's telling me if I still don't like if the right shoulder was up in here, I'd like it a little bit better. But I mean, that's telling me 25 bucks. And if this sets up on a daily pattern, I don't think that will ever come. Yeah, I don't know. Who knows? Let's see, daily. On this one, I'd still look. Oh, the daily. I must have been looking at the weekly. Oh no, that's right. We're down here. I was looking up here. I forgot we're down here still. Yeah, remember that pivot right there at 35.45? That's what we're holding. If it consolidates more in a bearish pattern, we're going to set up to go lower. If the SPY starts to dump, it's going lower. Unless they have news or something, that's the only way that will save this thing. So you got to look at that as well. So if it does get a bid on some news, then it will possibly move up, probably maybe into the $50 area. Just be careful with this one. Anything else, guys? Any other trades? Any other symbols? What else do we look at? Damn it, the USO is coming in nice today too, guys. Yeah, got it. And a build, and they're all like, "Oh, we go, it's going." You got right now. Yellen's got the oil trade going. Yeah, Nvidia's dropping. Good short call so far. Yeah, that was good. We covered half of it today at the lows here. I don't mess around. I'm just like, that was a short-term trade for us, and it's like in and out. But look at the USO, guys. Come on, it's just such a bullshit move. On a build. Oh my gosh, it's a build. Now you know what they're doing? They're getting everybody long in this thing again. So now we have a gap fill right here from the other day, and then we have some stuff to fill here. But again, they're trying to get it in. Someone's unloading up here, but we're gonna watch this pattern. Look at this inside bar. It's bullish up here, but not even a micro inside bar. Let's see if this thing will hold. Damn, this thing was coming in nice too. I'd expect it at least to fill the gap. More on news. That's the only way they're getting anything up these days. It's pretty pathetic. Sorry, just joined. Can you talk about bios or the lottery ticket? I think went up like, yeah. I mean, yeah, you could. I don't play that stuff. It's all on news. I'd rather trade here and there. I mean, we had like 14 trades in the last couple weeks, and I'm out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 trades. The more trades you take and the more winners you have. If you have a couple losers here and there, it doesn't matter. Topping tail on which one? Hold on. AIRG. I don't know. Did we look at this one? I think, yeah, we did look at this one. Slightly bullish. There's just not enough on here for technicals. You're into the 250. You're holding that. If that thing cracks, you're going back down. Here's your levels. Boom. This little pivot here and this line at the 50 retrace. Then the 618 as well. That's what you'll be going back to. So what is that? I don't think I get those symbols. The QEC.TO. Yeah, I don't even touch those. They are ripping, let me tell you. But I'm trading the IBB. It's all on news though. They're just tough trades. I don't trade anything on news. I trade them on charts, and that's all I'm trading. All right, guys. Alta's going up a little more. Keep an eye on that one. Gosh, they just not stopping that train. Yeah, but this, oh, Toronto. I gotcha. But yeah, right now this is yeah, you can't I can't trade this one. I got that fib in there. That's about all I have. You got this low pivot here. This is an inside bar. If it holds this, consolidates weekly, we're possibly going to go lower on this one. But at this point, if it gets above here, if it gets above the $16, $17, maybe on news and start taking, if you're in this thing from down in here, start taking some profits. Why are you holding on, hoping for another 100%? It might happen, but there's better stuff to trade out here. Just move along, people, move along. That's it. Don't get all crazy. You know what, guys? I think I'm gonna do one more Alta. Let me see here. Gosh, I just love this area in here. You got this where it broke out, came right back in. It's going up on news. This is the allure, guys. I'm gonna try to wait patiently for, like I said, I'll put it up to a little more. Like I said, I'll have $700 in this one. If I have to add more, I'll add more. I'm going to 250 strike price, November 18s. Nothing crazy. I'll have a $700 position in here. Nothing big. And like I said, I'll add more if it keeps continuing up. And then if I sell for a loss, I sell for a loss. I don't really care. I made a lot of money today, guys, covering shorts. So at that point, one loser will not, one loser's not going to kill me. All right, let's see here. I'm going to hit the button here on the November. And like I said, I'll add a little bit more. Give me a second here. Place order. Boom. There we go. So I'm in at 373. And I bought one earlier at, where is this? I don't even know. 437. So I'm right in around $4. That's good enough for me. Not a big, like I said, about $800 in the position. Seven something. I don't have that screen up. I got my Scott Trade platform, guys, rocking and rolling. So, but all right. Any other charts up here, guys? Like I say, I'll buy a couple options here and there. If this thing falls, I'll take the couple $100 and say see you later. I'm not sticking around. Like Nettie's, we bought what did we buy? I think we had the 255s or 260s. I don't even know what we had, but made real good money. Made about $800 on that Nettie's trade. That was great. And in and out, boom, boom. So like Alta going up on news, all we need is the markets to go down. If Alta goes up, like I said, whatever. I'm risking about $800. I'll say we'll round it up and not a big deal. Not going to get killed on there. All right, guys, let's see here. Anything else? Any other symbols? I'm going to go to Stock Twitch real quick here and post another feed. Maybe we get some more people in here. Come join the fun. Because the more people I have in here, the more we can look at stocks and possibly find some more trades. Look for ones that are really going up today or ones that are really going down, guys. And let's try to figure out support areas or resistance areas so we might even be able to get a trade off today. Let me go paste. Let me put some symbols in there. SPY, IBB. Let's go Amazon. CMG, that one's still coming down. Gosh, yeah, I'm gonna go to that one. We gotta look at the chart on that. That was just epic. USO, UUP. All right, let's see if we get some more people in here, guys. Have some fun. All right, let's go back. Anybody else? All right, all right, hold on. How about TD? All right. CCG. All right. Hold on. Many retailers in that. All right, hold on here. TD. I don't even know what this is. Oh yeah, I can't do anything. You're killing me. I need more. I need more charts on these guys. I can't do an analysis on this. I mean, honestly, the only thing I could do is maybe a retrace. This is a new issue, so there's just nothing on here. There you go. I mean, it's getting yeah. I mean, right now bearish, went straight. They got everybody in it up here, and then they slammed it in their face, just like every other IPO out there. Let's see, BRCD. This one here, and you're coming in a double bottom. So what a fall. I mean, it came right back into almost the even number. Let's see if we had a retrace up here. We took that. Let's see, maybe 5.0. Yeah, 5.0 retrace. So that's not the big retrace, but right back up into here and boom, right back down. Now it's holding that area. Let's see on the weekly. Maybe, I don't know. Trend line. Let's see if what's it's holding here. Got a trend line here. What's the volume on this thing? Million today. Yeah, I mean it's making higher lows. We did have a bearish pattern here, an inside bar, and it's starting to break down. I mean, if you're looking to go long, maybe down here. Are you long or short this one? If you're long, man, this would have been the time to sell it. I mean, maybe, yeah, $10. Yeah, you had the even number, $10. They brought it up to there, and now they're slacking this thing. Got this here. Let's take the bigger fib here. Long MDLZ. Is that, oh gosh, is that an Ackman? I don't touch those, man. Is Billy Boy in that one? Right? Yeah, 618's coming here at 8.6. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. This bearish pattern tells me lower prices. If everything starts to break down, we're going down lower. Neither, but considering long, this one, I don't know. I don't like this pattern. If you go long, wait for it to get maybe 739 again, or this low pivot around 761. If you can, maybe this blue line around 822. But I mean, this bearish pattern will below the MAs again. This is the weekly, so if we're below the MAs and this thing closes down, and say it closes here this week, closes down here the second week, maybe here. But like I said, market's dump, it's going lower. Just be careful with that one. I'd rather see, it's a 50-50 shot. Patterns telling me possibly lower prices. Daily, you got some support down in here. It could bounce. You do have the 618 down at 865. You do have an oversold condition, but we're back below the MAs on all time frames. That could possibly go lower. 850 support. I bought it when it was Kraft. Billy Boy, easy short. Yeah, exactly. Nah, they're coming after that guy. Let me tell you. There's blood in the water. But yeah, just be careful with this one. I mean, you're coming into some support, so just, if it goes back up, if you were long, just take some profit. You should have took some profits right up in here. That would have been the area to do it. What is it? MDLZ. MDLZ. Probably missing a couple. Throw a symbol in there if I'm missing you. Yeah, gosh. What was the short price from? 41.25. Oreos. Yeah, or Staples. Yeah, you could. Yeah, I'm a short-term trader, guys. Maybe long-term for me is a couple months, but I like to get in and out, take the money and run. And that's it. Say thank you very much, and on to the next one. This one here, where are we? Let's go to the weekly. Yeah, it's coming in a little bit of support. I don't know. Still an Ackman stock. I don't. If you bought it because of him, I don't know. I can't. You're going to have some support. I would wait to go long down in here, $37. You got the 200. Let's see on the last time it hit the 200. This is the weekly, so it hasn't hit it. So yeah, I mean this one, they're looking to take Ackman out. Look, you got down sideways action. You're below the MAs again. It's starting to chop around the weekly basis. If you close below this big red bar here, that's going to start getting ugly. Then if we let's see, if we close below here tomorrow, we confirmed. I think we could steer step maybe here. Yeah, I would wait down in here, guys. It's kind of like a Twilio trade. It could go lower. I mean, unless they get news and, Ackman comes out and starts pumping this crap up. He's his own cheerleader like Elon Musk. Same crap. So, yeah, I like this area down here. Look, you got the 36.58. You got the 35.85. All right, so at this here, you have the weekly 50 MA at 36.61. This is monthly chart support, though. You got the 200 MA at the 37 area, more support. daily, I don't think there's anything. I think we're below the MAs. Yeah. So I would wait for this one. Market dump off. This is your area right in here, 36, 35, 85. Baba, yeah, just wait. I mean, you can maybe get a 40 buck even number short-term bounce, but because that's a 618 anywhere in these pivots here too, around 39. But more short-term, but long-term, if you're looking for a hold, buy and hold for a little bit, this is your area around 35, 85. I'd wait patiently. It is in a pretty good uptrend. You have nice spacing in the MAs here. That's a monthly though. Let's go back to the weekly. Let's see what we got there. Yeah, weekly's looking a little choppy. But again, here, let's see if there's any other trend lines here. See if we can take something here. Yeah, that's not bad down in there. You're gonna have a short term, and if this thing's coming screaming down in this area, you got to take it long, and then you get that 1 or 2 day bounce, you get the hell out. That's your area right in here, 35, 36. That wouldn't be bad, and it's got to get a straight down shot. So keep me posted on that one. If that one starts falling, we'll look at that one again. Baba, yeah, all the logs, everyone's, it's going to 120. We promise. Hurry up. All the people cheerleading on stock twits, I think they're stuck at 120. They want it to go up. So they're going to tell everybody, this thing's going up, 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 up. Did have a hell of a move, let me tell you, once it broke past this 180.85. But what did it go on? Earnings, upgrades, what other crap were they doing? And honestly, yeah, we did close. We did confirm above that little topping tail, but boom, right back in. But what did I tell you guys? 100 even number and this low pivot here around 193, and that's where it's holding. It's looking ugly, guys. If the SPY starts selling, I'm looking at the SPY right now at noon. It's not getting above the 20 MA. Piece of crap. Paper year, CARA. I'll look at that one next. But Baba, just be careful with this one, guys. Hopefully you didn't get sucked in on the bullshit. Look at this inside bar bearish pattern. They popped it up to the 750 retrace, filled the gap, and look at that. This is the head fake, guys. It bears consolidation above the MAs, still bullish slightly. Then they pop it up one day. Everybody goes, holy crap, here it goes. It's going up. Oh my gosh, I got to get in at the highs. And look at that. 3 days down. We covered Baba today as well. Hit the 50 MA and said, thank you very much. We did fill this gap. Yeah, we filled the gap too. That's on the daily as well. And it could bounce. Now what I'd be looking for is sideways consolidation. Another, here, let's take this out. Now what I'd be looking for on this one, maybe long, I don't know. But for me, I'd be looking for another short entry. You know how Bookie likes to go short, guys. But like today, we're getting paid, baby. Getting paid in full. Love this stuff. So look, we're retracing up. If it goes back up to the 105, 106 area, I'm going to do it again. That's where we shorted last time. Pulled back to 104. We covered. Shot back up. We covered today right around 150 cents or so, 100, 101. I don't even know. I covered so many trades today, guys. I don't even know what the hell I got out. In and out. I'd have to go back at my price and execution and really look at everything. But my Vector Vest, yeah, I didn't give a shit about them, Jack. Yeah, Papa, we're up here. Yeah, get in here. We got a great trade. Now it's like, oh, shit. Load the house. Like here, if you went long, I'd go maybe a half position, adding more, here, but then all of a sudden the SPY dumps and see how the SPY's starting to sell and goes straight down. What is it, Vector Vest? I don't even know what that is. So yeah, Baba, be careful. If we're looking for a setup here, if it retraces back up, we'll be shorting again up in this area. Again, if you short up here, 107, 108, 106, use this high pivot right here around 110 as a stop out. Easy trade, guys. Easy trade with low risk. Why would you be going long after this thing came up from 60 bucks? $60. No, let's go back even further. 60 bucks. You're buying up here? Are you nuts? There's better stuff. I mean, this is the funny thing is they're upgrading this crap up here. Why weren't you upgrading Baba down here? Why are you just like Amazon? Let's go back to Amazon again. Be careful with this one. Daily chart, looking for some bearish consolidation sideways. This thing goes sideways. We're setting up. We're going right back to 91.80. We're going to fill this gap down in here at 87.35. I promise you. I'm going to cancel my 30-day trial early. Yeah, I don't know. It's just I don't. Are they like an algo traded based company, or where all the algos are telling them this and that? I mean, those are good to a certain extent, but a lot of those trades you got to get in and out. You know, everything I trade, guys, it's all on charts. I don't, news like the Alta trade, I'll trade that because it's going up. I mean, that's a news-driven one right now, but I'm starting to add shorts to that one, and that's how I'm going to play that. Uh, Gosh, if I won't get above, but yeah, watch for Baba. I mean, we have a little tail today. It could possibly bounce up. You know what? Let me pull this one out. Let me stick a retrade. Let's go from this low pivot just to see where it might be in the 618. Yeah, real close. So there's another pivot there. We did go into the 7 or the 5-0 retrace 618. This is from this low pivot. So the other one was from this pivot here. You could possibly take one from here too, but I like the volume in this one. You know, there's a couple different places how you can play fibs, but you always want to, so we know the 618's there, a little bit lower. So, you always got to do the research. Let's take the pivot from here. Let's see if it's not. I bet you the 618's in this one. Yep, right there. So that one, so that's low pivot here. That's where the 618 is. You have the 5-0 retrace. So you got to, this one's not bad. If you put this pivot here, it went up into the 618, came down to the 750. So that's probably a good pivot. Goes back up. Then, runs right up into the 750, and then they gap it up to get it above it. But look, it comes down. It's been consolidating on the 750. They pop it up into the gap fill, get everyone on board, and then they dump it for 3 days. Awesome. Gosh, that would have been a great area to buy a put. I didn't even think of that. I'm looking at so many things, though, guys. Would you add more to Netties and USO? Netties. All right, Baba. Yeah, be careful with Baba. Hold on, guys. Got to take a sip of water here. I still like Netties, but it is consolidating in a daily, bullish manner. Still got to be careful. I mean, if you added short here, 260, where is it? 262.10. You can use this high pivot to say, maybe if you get the 275 even number, but with earnings, it could pop up. So if you are short, if you didn't cover any this morning, oh man, I would just hold steady, depending on your size position. We covered today some puts. So, maybe, I'd like this move back up. I mean, they're probably in the basement again, the puts that we covered down in here, because now they're just sucking the premium out. I'd just be careful with this one. If you're short, just stick with it. Don't load the house. I don't want you to get killed. But if you're in a half position, and if you got in, if you're a little bit lower price and it went up on you today, maybe add a little bit more, but just be careful. I'm a big believer. Just take the profits when you have them and get the hell out. Move on to the next one. Let's see here. What is this one? CARA? Is that even a stock? I don't even. $8. How many million shares traded? Daily. Let's see. Yeah, that's your level right there. You can't make this shit up, guys. That's where it went into. Look at that nice run up right into those levels. Let's see if we can find another. Is there a gap or something there? This would be a little bit those low pivots as well. $10. Yeah, look at that $10 even number too. Did it make it? 989. Yeah, that would have been the even number as well. Yeah, that one's USO. Yeah, I'm gonna have to let it play out with the news. Let's see if we could get a little bit higher. It's kind of, it went up into the, excuse me, guys. Gosh, long morning. Lot going on this morning. USO, we're on the 10. We'll look at the USO in a minute here. But yeah, we went up in here, pulled back. Let's go to the bigger time frame, see if we can find something else on this one. Hey, paper, you long or short this one? Yeah, see all this resistance right up in here? That's exactly what happened. Came up, tried to get above the 50 MA here. Caused a little tail here. Now it's back below. If this thing stays below the 50, I think we're probably heading right back in here. Let's stick a fib in here just to see. Yes, 382. Yeah, it could possibly go right back down here. No position. Yeah, I would stay away. This would have been your trade right here up in the $10 area. Short it, and you'd have been out already. That was some pretty good resistance up in here. You had the pivot high, you had that pivot high, and then if you go back a little further, well, actually on the daily, you have a couple other pivots too. Like this one here, you got that pivot, but you had that high pivot here. That's going to give you some more resistance. I think if they go back a little further, let's go back. Yeah, then you got all these areas here. That's going to be resistance too. This pivot, that pivot, because it comes back up, retraces down, pops up, comes back, and then takes off. That's going to become resistance as you're pulling up. Not as good as it was if it was raw, if it was the first hit of it, but it's still going to be an area where even when it retraced here, it popped up there, hit that, and came right back in, bearish pattern, fell. That had to be news or earnings or some crap like that. Gosh, and Alta just keeps going. Unbelievable. All right, let's see here. ATVI. ATVI. Oh, let's see. I don't even know what this is, nor do I really care. I got to put the name of these companies so I know what I'm looking at. I know a lot of symbols, but I have no. Oh, wow. Hey, guys. High flyer. This could be a short right here. Jeez. Look at these charts. Was it ever at this high? No. Jeez. Yeah, if you're long this, take some profits. Are you long or short on this one? But I see a lot of Luda cheerleading on stock. Oh, gosh. Yeah, StockTwits is good. I like it. I have a lot of fun on it. Let me tell you, like Tesla, when you short Tesla, everyone comes out and yells at you. Activision, okay, that's what I thought. You know what? Not bad. Earnings possibly be coming up in the next couple months, of course. We're running into earnings season. Hold on a second, guy. I'm watching the SPY. We got a little bit of a bullish pattern. They're trying to recapture this high of the day from the morning or the gap down. He did pop it above the moving average, the 20. We'll go back into that. But yeah, we are stretched on here. Not like, see how we got stretched on here and then pulled back, popped right up. We're not as stretched as we were here. So it could, I'd say maybe $50 area if it can make it there. You know, maybe start to add at the 45. Excuse me, guys. At the 45.12 was the high. That would have been the spot to short, the even number. Next area, probably 50. I'll have to do some work. You know what? I'm going to write this one down. I'll do some work on this one. I do like the fact that it is stretched. I do play a lot of those charts because this one will come in eventually. But on earnings, you can get that one more pop. So if you want to short, you want to go, oh, you're long this one. No, shit. If you're long, sell it. Sell it up there. Well, bottom line is we closed above this topping tail here. If it closes above the high at 45.15 on a, well, that's a monthly. Hold on. That's still a nice little topping tail for the monthly. Let's go to the weekly. Yeah, we have an inside bar here. If you're long on this one, see how you have this high pivot here? This thing closes below this high pivot, 43.08. On a weekly close, this could possibly go lower. You're going to have support here at this big green bar, and then you're going to have more support here at the 20 MA. So if this thing starts to come in, I mean, it almost looks like it's starting now. Just be careful. Protect this thing, brother. Protect this trade. Gosh, where were you long from? I was long from 44.10. Oh, gosh. Oh, okay. You were long too, but sold at 40. Yeah, that's where, I mean, you have some, you don't know where the resistance is because we're in La La Land up here, but then you're starting to file the 45 even number, the 50 even number, the 55 even number. CTRP, we'll look at that one. And then let's just take a fib in here. If you're long, protect this thing, man. If the SPY starts to come in, it's going lower. I promise you. Yeah, we're in 250. You know, I mean, this thing could stair step down. Ultimately, you know, you'll be right back into 37. This little pivot at 36. 42. Just protect it, man. If it gets below this green bar here on a weekly close, and if it holds this area in here, then maybe if the SPY sells from 29, yeah, that's great. Yeah, I mean, come on. Comes down in here, runs up like that from 29. See ya. I would have been out at 35. So you might like AMD, and yeah, NVIDIA's main competitor. Yeah, I look at that one once in a while. 42. Yeah, just protect this one, man. If the SPY, and keep an eye on the SPY. If SPY everything starts unloading, this thing's going. It's going to steer step down at all the support level. But if we get above, you know, if it starts going towards the 45 area, protect it as well. If it gets above that 46, 47, just take the profit, man. That's a nice profit from 42. And on to the next one. Let's see here. Activision. CTRP. Oh, let's see here. Let's go to the daily first. Yeah, let's put a retrace. Let's see what it came back. Do you have a position in this one, or are you looking to get in this one? Yeah, look at that. 618. It's trying to recapture the MA. So look, it retraces. So it comes crashing down. Is there a gap fill or anything here? Comes into those low pivots. There was almost a gap fill right in here. I would have to come and measure it. Let's see, anything else? There's got to be another reason why this thing bounced. Hold on, let's go to the weekly really quick. Just want to. Yeah, weekly inside bar coming in, filled the gap up in there, pulling back. Yeah, so that's why. So it came back in. You had the 20 and the 50 MAs here. Came back to this big green bar, this blast off bar here. That's going to be big, not big support, but you're going to have support there, and that's the reason why we bounced up. Going back to the daily. Oh, there goes the SPY. Awesome. SPY goes up. Everything catches a bid. The turds will go down. The overall market will catch a bid too. It looks like they're trying to get an overall bid here in the markets. So yeah, so basically on C-Trip, they killed it here. I don't know what news was that. We hit those MAs on the weekly, popped up, retraced to the 750, came back to the 618. Now they're recapturing this. Right now it's 1560. What is that one? I went long 2,000 shares of Bison. What the hell's that? 1566. All right, hold on. C-Trip here, yeah. Right now, if you're long this one, hold tight. Needs to stay above here. If it consolidates sideways, it's probably setting up to go lower. Again, if the SPY goes up, this will probably go up. If the SPY goes down, it's probably going down. And on the weekly chart, like I said, you're inside this bar. It needs to close on the top. We did fill the gap here. Still needs to close above the 47.24. If this is an inside bar and plays out, we're going to go right back to these lows here. So just be careful if you're long on C-Trip. And if it's going up, you want to recapture this 49.42, get above the 50 because you have big support right in here too. So you're kind of stuck in the middle. It did have a nice run. If you're in from here, I'd take my profits. But if you took a trade here, it's a 50-50 shot. Needs to get above the red bar. If it doesn't do that, we're probably going to go down and possibly to the lows again. What is this one? Bison? I don't even know what it is. Gosh, another one. Oh, yeah, this is a newish. Is it a new issue? Jeez. No problem, man. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching my videos. Like I said, I took a lot of stuff off earlier in the day. I have some time. I love teaching this stuff, guys. Like I said, I might do a room one day or something. I don't know, but I'd love to do some educational stuff because again, I got my ass routed plenty of times back in my day, and to the point where it's just like, holy crap, I need to do something or learn something here because every time I buy a stock, I seem to buy it at the high, and then when it dumps, I sell it at the low, and then it goes up. I chased it, then I'd sell it and buy it and short it, and just every time I'd be on the wrong side. And there's nothing worse than that, man. And then you'll really load the house and go all in, and then they just freaking kill you. And they, as the market makers, and back in the day, I think it was strictly the market makers and the big institutional money, just buying at support, selling at resistance, and when you don't know those areas, you get your butt kicked. But this one here, new issue, you have some, resistance here that's going to come support. So went long 2,000 shares at 1566. More of an intraday trade. If it is, let's go to the 10-minute here. All right, so you're down. You were down in here on this nice little fall. 60-minute. Okay. Yeah, see that there's your area where you should have bought. This is the reason why I stopped here, guys. 200 MA on the 60-minute chart. All right, that's one reason. All right, let's take a pivot here from here. All right, so there's two reasons. 1545. So now on the 60-minute chart, you have the 200 MA. You have the 1544 area, and that's where it's bouncing. You have a little bit of an oversold condition, but coming off of a bearish pattern. Boom. Do they have news or something? 1560. Is it intraday trade, bud? Yeah, Twilio. That thing just tanking still. I gave that area 50 bucks, 48 bucks, and it was like a fly on a piece of craps. Got sucked right to it. That technicals, baby, technicals. So it's all about. I don't care what anybody and someone who doesn't understand technicals who said they don't work, then they don't know how to read the charts. It's pretty simple. I mean, look at this one. Gosh, I wish we were in the room earlier here. Look at that. kiss the 200 and boom. So right here around 1530, 1532, bam. You buy, like I said, 3,000 shares, boom, you're out and you're done. Intraday trade in and out. Yeah, you know, I mean, honestly, I'd look at the $16 even number. Watch the SPY too. SPY starts to dump, you gotta keep an eye on that one. So, but 2,000 shares, man, you're in from 16. That's 40 cents. Come on, that's a hell of a trade. Don't get too greedy. You get this even number, you might get some rejected and it might fall like a brick right back in your face. Or start, yeah, you know what? Here you go, 20 MA here, man. You're gonna have resistance here. Be careful. Start protecting that thing. Now you're just getting a bounce with the markets here. Hold on, let's see. That's another reason. Yeah, 382 What I'd look for this, I'd sell half of this one. I'd try to ride it up a little bit higher, but I'd at least sell half. Get the hell out of half of it. If this thing stays above the 20 MA and keeps running, then you're probably looking at 1606, 1624. If the SPY catches a bid, you could possibly go back into this area. Let's go back to the 60 though. Let's see if there's anything else there. 60 minutes. Yeah, there's no MAs here, so, but yeah, not a bad bounce. 1606, even number, 30 cents. Yeah, right? That's what people laugh. You know, you only took 30 cents on that trade. Yeah, but I had 5,000 shares. That's $1,500 and I just out. Thank you for selling. Yeah, what a day. Go golfing now or something. Right? I mean, you know, it's like, geez. That's why I covered a lot of shorts today. I'm not going to be a pig. You know, if you can make 1,000 a day or 10,000 a day or 20,000 a day, you're not going to take that profit. Holy crap. That's where greed comes in, guys. And greed will frickin' kill you. Kill you. I mean, I used to trade with a guy. We'd be up 200, 300 grand. And I'd be telling this guy, take the flipping profit. He wouldn't take a profit. The next day we'd be down 300. And then he'd be asking me, what do I do? What do I do? And it's like, what do you do? You were up 300,000 yesterday, and now we're down 300, and you're asking me what we should do, and now you're thinking about selling it. People sell stuff when they're at a loss, no problem. I'm just taking the loss, I'm done. But when people have a gain, well, I could get a little bit more. Oh, man, I know. You know what? No, you can't take it. That's how you get your butt kicked. And then the next day you're sitting there going, oh my gosh, what did I do? Like this, you know, I mean, like this, if you were in this trade here and they're popping it up and you're getting, you know, a buck on this one and you're in from whatever. I mean, look, just think of the guy here. They bought here, things going up, they're buying more, and they're like, oh man, this is going to be great. Then boom, in their face, bearish pattern, boom again. The guy who bought here 2 weeks ago, back to square one. You're in a 1550, you're not taking it up here at 1850? Yeah. Well, actually, you know, for me, you deserve to get your ass kicked. That's the bottom line. People like that, it's like, come on, I could get a little bit more. No, you know what? Take the 30 cents and say, on to the next one. There's 5,000 stocks to trade in here, guys. Why would you hold on to one if you have a nice profit here? And then you're coming in on the 10-minute chart here. I mean, it's still, you know, you're in the 382, you're still here. But watch this. I mean, this thing can easily just turn around and right back down to the lows. And then you're like, damn, now you're out of the money. 30 cents going, shit, should I hold on to this thing, or what should I do? So what stock wasn't on the radar? Was that Twilio? Can I long BABA today? Guys in that BABA trade. I'd stay away. The market's dumped. When's earnings? Can someone tell us when earnings is on BABA? You know, it's the allure. I know it's the allure. BABA's cheap, and I got to come and chase it. I wouldn't touch it. I'd wait for a pattern. For me, I'd wait for the retrace back into this area, and I'd short it again. Wait for it to fill the gap. That's all I've been doing with this one. I'll wait and wait and wait, short it, cover it, short it, cover it, short it, cover it, and let it go back up and short it again. Why you want to go long at the highs? Just be careful with this stuff. I know everyone on CNBC and Bloomberg talking about BABA, stock twitch is bullish. You got to buy it. You're an idiot if you're not. But you know what? No. Let it do its thing, and let's see what's happening. Let's go to the SPY real quick. Let's get a handle on the markets here. Let's go to the 10. So right now on the 10-minute SPY, we've been consolidating bullish manner. We have a little bit of an intraday tail. They did get it above the 20. We are chopping around. We still are in the middle of noon or lunchtime on Wall Street, so we got to be careful. They are trying to catch a bid in these markets. Anybody who went short down here, they're just pulling it up, especially on a put. They're pushing it up and letting the put disappear. This is where you short a put right here. Or right a put, whatever you want to do. But now we're bullish consolidation, no volume. Let's see if we get a sell-off until the end of the day. Still an ugly sell-off. We're still below. Well, we're still. Let's look at the bigger. Let's look at the daily. BAWA ER 1025. Yeah, stay away from that one. Yeah, suck them in. You got it. Everyone makes BAWA. Oh gosh, I know. I really think Twilio's for a bounce. That's what they said at about $10 ago. And Twilio just keeps going. Twilio's got a big inside bar, and I'll go back to Twilio. Looks like a date. Yeah, 30. Yeah, no, I think I had 32 maybe in there. We'll go back on that again. But BABA, yeah, or the SPY. Let me look at the SPY. We need to recapture this low here, this low bar, right around 212.30. And look at that, 3 cents above. They're trying. Grandma's got to get in there and push this thing. But the next big level is 212.58. So she's gonna have to capture these levels. But we do have a little bottoming tail here. It's not a true one, but we're at the bottom at this point now. We're not at the bottom here. You know what? Let me see something here. Hold on here. Sometimes my lines aren't coming in. Yeah, look at that. Still a pretty. I don't like upsloping trend lines like this. This one's pretty extreme. This is a trend line I like. I like something like this, nice and steady. I mean that's going to be a good long area, guys. Right down in here. Write that one down. We hit this area. We fill this gap. Maybe we go down here, but I just want to see what that. So that's, look at that. That held it the other day too. We got below it. So there's your next level. First level was this. We closed. They got to bring it up and close it above the 212.58 is the area. If they don't, we're confirming below these areas, and that tells me lower prices to come possibly. So gotta be careful on the SPY right now. We're gonna see on the close. In the weekly we went over. Let's see on the 10-minute again. Yeah, 10-minute, we're still consolidating bullish manner. If we get back below here, I think we're going to head down. But the light volume, we're only at 54 million. Light volume's kicking in again, of course. Why not? But this again on the 60, we're consolidating. Let's see if we can stay below here and just keep chopping around sideways. And I think we possibly might be setting up for a Friday sell-off. But still got to watch volume and all that good stuff. Yeah, NetEase is pulling back a little bit now. And gosh, Alta just keeps on going. $25. Look at that. People can't help themselves. And all the shorts that didn't frickin' cover when they got 30, 40 bucks, they're getting killed right now. They're getting squeezed right now. It's pretty incredible on that one. So SPY's coming back in a little bit. Let's see if it can go. Twilio, we did look at that one earlier, but let's look at that again. God, geez, it just keeps going. It just won't stop. This is what I'm talking about on the weekly. You get a bar like this, man. Wow. Maybe. We'll see. I mean, it's still got to get through the 42, 43 area, and it's still got to get past the 47.60. But, man, we talked about that $50 level right there. We talked about 52.74, 49.68, and then ultimately this 618. I mean, maybe. I just don't. I mean, coming from a high pivot and you're just getting creamed right now. You're taking this thing out back and just taking care of it. Next level, 42 bucks. That maybe I'll be a buyer there. And then you have this 750 retrace right around 42.62. You got that as well. So Disney, yeah, Disney. Everyone laughed when we shorted that one at 120. Where's it at now? 90 bucks. Jeez, we covered a long time ago. But we talked crap about this one on StockBookie, and everyone was laughing, and it did it twice. It was just awesome. Look at it, twice. So he shorted here on the news, comes down here. We didn't go long. I don't go long when the markets are at the highs. Comes right back in. What do you do here? You short it again, right back down. Then it retraces back up, and we did this the other day. It retraces back up. Gets everybody back in again, you know, because that's what it does. Yeah, we were waiting for this. For the that. No, you know what? I think on the weekly it was. I think we did go short again here. The weekly. There's another reason why we did this, but oh gosh, I was gonna say that's not. Why did I switch to that? Disney. Yeah, right there. There you go. We're trying to get this, but we ended up shorting it in here at the 50 MA. So it comes back, retraces right back into the 50 MA again. Almost at the 618 and falls again. Here's your area right here to go long, 87 bucks. And now it's setting up in a bearish manner below the MAs. It's going right here. If the market starts selling, Oh man, this is another one, guy, another high flyer. I'm thinking here, you got a pivot there. Right now, look where it's at right now, right there at that pivot. So it could hold, but ultimately this is the weekly, so it's a little bigger time frame. I'd like to see 86 bucks, maybe down here, because it hasn't touched the 20 yet or the 200 MA. Jumping hard back where it started. Yeah, it's Willie. Oh yeah, it's pretty incredible. I mean, look at this move. I mean, really, 15 bucks to 120, and everyone's buying up here. Are you nuts? On but they did Frozen. You have to buy it, and then it was they did what I don't know what was the other one, Star Wars, but it's Star Wars. And then the next one was Twitter, but they're buying Twitter. I mean, if you're not shorting this one up here, holy crap! And then it comes right back, retraces, does it again twice. That's why I love to be a short-term trader. Comes up here, makes a nice pivot, comes back in, retraces, almost gives you the gift of the double top. You got to short that. Comes right back in, comes back into this big, heavy resistance area, gap fill up in here. Gosh, you got to short that again. So this can hold. We do have bearish consolidation. The markets start to sell. This one's going lower, period. 78. Let's go to the monthly. Let's see what's on the monthly. Yeah, monthly. I mean, even right here, 84.61 in that area, 85 to 84 area. I mean, look at this. I mean, it's just dribbling down on the monthly too. Down in here, like I said, if the market's dump and this one comes in, maybe start adding here, maybe start adding a 78.57, this low pivot. Just be careful with all the stocks, especially if you're long. Wish I had your chart smarts. Yeah, no, 8 years of it, man, 8 years. And then I developed the style, and so there's a lot to watch. I try to keep it as, excuse me, guys. Whew. NetEase, Amazon for longs. Yeah, that just stay away from those. Gilead too. Some guy wanted to go long on this one, and stay away from the bios right now. GILD, right? God, look at that, still falling. Holy cow. We looked at this one the other day, right here, 76. If that cracks, you're going right here, 65, and then this pivot here, 63, 69. That's a monthly. Let's look at the weekly. Let's see if there's any more support. Yeah, monthly, you're below the MAs, getting ugly. You got that support down in here. Is there any gaps or anything? No. I mean, you got pivots. You have a gap down in here. I mean, gosh, if this thing really starts to crack, I'm still thinking 65 to 64 bucks. You're long, tighten that shit up. Okay, look at that. That would have been a great, look at that. That's the spot right there. When this thing hit double top, didn't get above, never confirmed, straight down. Damn that. See, that's why I want more eyes. That's why I like doing this live stuff. People tell me stocks to look at. And this is the stuff you got to look at. This would have been a great area for a put. Look at that. But yeah, you're long, tighten that shit up. Because we could definitely go down into the 64 level. There I'll be watching. Yeah, short yeah, you can do that too, but it's getting ugly now. This would have been the last area right here. Look at that. We even had this, the 50 MA, double top, gap fill. That was your short right there. I think I was telling everybody that to go short there, to be honest with you. I'd have to look back on my stock twist, and everyone laughed. You're an idiot. This thing's going to rally. It's going right back to 124. Yeah, all right. Then I think that guy blocked me. So just curious if you don't mind saying it. What's your maximum loss you ever had? I had over a $20,000 loss at one point. And yeah, that's when I said to myself, that's it. I got to do something. I stayed with a position and stayed with it. This was years ago. I think it was actually about $21,000, and I cut it. And like 5 days later, it bounced, and I was like, "You've got to be kidding me!" I was like, "Holy cow! I got to learn. I got to learn how to do this stuff. It's killing me now." Yeah, that was the day that woke me up, where I was like, "Holy crap! A 20." I mean, I could have bought a new car that day. This was about 10 years ago. And then I said, never again. No way in hell. I will never, ever, ever do that again. Period. So that's why I'm here, guys. I've been in bloodbaths. I learned. I used to buy Apple, back in the day, let it run. I'd be up, 80%, and then the thing would come down. I'd be up 40%, up 20%, up 10%. Oh my gosh. And I'd sell it for a little bit of a profit. I'd watch it go back up. I'd chase it back up, buy it again, then they'd slam it in my face. you know, stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, I've got my ass kicked, believe me, not anymore, but I've had my days where it's just like, holy cow, this is terrible. You know, where you sit there, you know, you want to puke in your mouth. How about that? The retest if it broke down. What? But if it retests where it broke down, short it again. Gilead, yeah, you know, that's you know, they could come out with some news or something. You know, it's just one of those. I mean, if we came back up into this area, maybe, you know, that the $90 area, maybe I wouldn't mind getting back in here. You'd have to see how it, you know, reacts with this with the 50 MA up in there. Spy's catching another bid. Jeez. There they go. They're trying, coming off a bullish manner. Let's see. Let's go back. Let's go to the daily on Gilead. Oh man, 100. Yeah, gap fill here. Yeah, this isn't bad. I would probably wait till this one here, this gap fill. See how it reacts there. And then maybe add here at 103. But yeah, let this thing fall. You know, I like to go short, as you guys know. I just went through that phase. Yeah, right. We all do, man. We all do. And you get to that point. I don't know if you guys. I used to listen to Dave Ramsey, where you just you just get sick of being sick. You're sick and tired of being sick and tired. And then you got to say, hey, you know what? I'm done. I can't do this crap anymore. I got to learn how to do. I got to learn something here. You know. So I was taught by some good traders, technical traders, and they showed me all the ropes, and here I am. 10 years later, I'm freaking rocking and rolling. That's why I have two accounts. One's for my swing trades, more of a long term. One for my short term trades. Can I short? Yeah, that's I. You know, it's funny on StockTwits. Everyone's talking about this one's long now. Better get a position here. It's going to be great. But look at this. It's a head and shoulder pattern. We talked about this one yesterday. And you know what? And the people that argue with me, blah blah blah. You know, that it did come up, it receded the neckline, but it never confirmed, came right back in. My target's down in here, 75.25 to 60, 67.73. We're catching a bid here. Why are we catching a bid? 618, guys. I can't make this stuff up, guys. Spy's catching a bid now. And this is why I cover half my shit in the morning, or I think most of my positions. You know, just shit like this. It just drives me nuts. That's why you get a profit, take it. Done. Out. You know, is that what was that one? The D-Buzz or whatever? Is that one going up now? Probably. You know, they're going for this area, the 212.58. They got to get it above there. If it closes below it, we're confirming below the MAs, and that's not good. Technicians know this, but your average guy's like, what's going on? Time to buy the dip. Buy the dip, hurry up. But if we close below that pivot low, it's not good for the market. So they're going life right now, yelling, and whoever else is buying this market, they got to get it above this. But all right, hold on here. ACIA. Let's go back to that one. Going on a rant again, guys. You know, if you're following my videos or live stuff, I'll go off on 40 other stocks and then come back to the one I was talking about. But I'm just trying to keep an eye on these markets here. Hold on here. Jeez, this one there. You know, they're baiting everybody in this one, guys. I might actually buy one more put, guys. We'll have to see though. If it gets up into this area, maybe up into 270, we'll see if they can really push this. But see how it's going up with the SPY now? SPY's pushing, so they're just squeezing hard on this one now. It's getting extended. Let's go back to the 60. This is Alta, guys. Yeah, look at that. I mean, it just stocks like this, it just can't. If it gets away from the 20 MA, that's just it's getting to be stupid now. that's it. Stupid. I've been buying the dip all year, and I'm actually up 400%. Yeah, that's fine, man. That's fine. But that's great. Well, eventually you're going to wake up and the thing bombs. But see, I'm short term, so it doesn't matter. I'm not, you know, and that's what, you know what? Every trader's been doing that. The problem in it was buying the dip, just like here. Let's go back. Let me show you something. Go to the SPY. Yeah, you buy this dip, you know, when people don't get it, you're going to get one of these days. This is your housing crash. This is your .com crash, or this is your .com. This is your housing crash. What do you think is going to be happening here? And this is where you're going to start buying the dip, and you know what? It's going to go right here, 155.70. And when it comes down in here and you're buying this dip, you won't be able to do it anymore because you're going to get margin called to death. And that's why I short. You know what? We shorted 15 stocks. I'm out of 10 of them already for nice profits. It doesn't really matter, you know, and that's why I don't do this. I'll take 300 trades a year, and we'll make 70–80% on those trades. We take anywhere from a 5 to 10% position, and on 70% gains on the year, I'll take that. Take that for 8–9 years. Come on, you know, I'll take that every year. You have a $100,000 account, you're making at least 50 grand a year, and then you just build that up and keep it rolling until the point, you know, you have $1 million account, $2 million account, $5 million account. Then you're making huge trades. You get 5–10% on a 10% position, you're killing it. I'm not sitting around waiting for this thing to buy the dip. I'm going to just keep shorting and going long and taking my little bits and pieces out of these markets. And you know, I'm in positions, but I'd like to be at a point where I'm in no positions, where I wake up in the morning, I don't have to worry about a gap up or a gap down. You know, now we're catching a bid, some bullshit bid, because you know why? Because we're at that special level. You know, on the SPY, they got to get it above it. You know, and that special time of day too, guys, 12:40, lunchtime on Wall Street. Push it up, guys, push it up. That's all they know how to do. Just be smart. Yeah, I mean, you can be smart about it. But the time is, though, well, yeah, I buy the dip short term, but I'm buying it on good resistance. I'm not buying it because we went down 2 days in a row. I'm going to buy it when there's good or good support. I'm not buying it because it was 2 days in a row down. You know what? I can't buy it here because they gapped it below this area. I'm short too. I'm covering shorts as this thing go down. My first area, if I'm going to buy probably at $200. This gap fill and maybe down in here at 199.60. I'm waiting for an epic buying opportunity, not these bits and pieces. I mean, yeah, if you're trying to trade these up and down markets, good luck. You know, I'm waiting. I'm shorting this thing as it goes up, and I'm going to start covering right down here. That's a safe trade. You're buying the dip every time. I mean, really, you're getting lucky. That's all you're getting. You know, in my opinion, at least. You know, I have friends that try to do this, and then they wake up like today, and we're down again, and they're like, oh my gosh, I bought the dip down in here, and oh my gosh. It's like, well, I'm short, and I just covered a bunch of them today. And no stress. I like no stress trades. That's what I like. You know, that's it. Oh yeah, 400%. That's great, man. That's awesome. Momo. I don't even know what this thing is. Well, right now we came into double top. Have support down here. What I'm seeing on this one, it looks like you have a trend line right here. I mean, if you really, yeah, I'd like to see it if it would have came down in here. Let's stick a fib in there. 618, yeah, that's why it stops. So 618, you have this big inside bar. You're going to have support down in this area. Man, if it would have came down in here, that would have been a pretty good long, you know, for a couple-day hold. Let's see here. Momo, any say? Are you want to go long or short on Momo? Seadrill, short, yeah. I did see that one. Yeah, I used to play Seadrill a lot a couple years back. Yeah, Seadrill. No, I hear it. Yeah, I mean, there's small caps that we play too. I mean, it doesn't matter. But I like safe trades, you know. I like to get in a trade, hold it for a couple days and get out. I'll take my 5–10% every day and move on. Options are different. We make a little more with options, but you know, I'm just not going to sit and stuff and hope and wait this market goes either way. When I get a profit, I'm taking it. I don't mess around. I used to just hold. Long, you know, you're at the top. Weekly. Yeah, don't go long on this one. I don't. If it's a news-driven stock, maybe. See, it's a new issue too. So check this out. Let's see what brings this. You know, if you're really, I mean, it's not perfectly in that high, but look where this thing's stopping. It's pretty incredible. You know, I mean, all right, if you want to draw it perfect, it's probably going to go a little higher. Oops. I didn't want that one. All right. Yeah, I mean, maybe a little higher there. But yeah, I think this one's running out of steam too. How many shares traded on the day? 3 million shares. Looks like it's getting some news up in here, chopping around. Let's go to the monthly, or let's go back to the daily. Let's see what we're seeing here. So it popped up, never closed below or never closed above this all-time high. Came right back in, reversed. If it closes below this inside bar, it's a little more bearish to me. If it holds this area up in here, this trend line, it could possibly bounce. But for me, I would wait for it to go. But the other day you called a flush on IDTI. What happened? How does it look now? IDTI? I don't know if I called that one. I could look at that one. But we're holding this, yeah. As long as it holds this, I guess. But for me, I would wait for it to retrace back into these highs up here, and I'd short it. And I'd use the all-time high in this trend line as a stop out and keep it easy. If it goes up again, great. I don't know. Right now, it's in a 50-50 shot. As long as it stays above the tren line, great. But, you know, I'm trying to follow the market still. If the market starts to sell, it's still going to come down in. You know, it's still going to come in when everything else comes in, period. So right now, I would just, you know, stay away. There's other stocks. You'd have to check out earnings, too, when the earnings are coming up. We have a lot of big earnings coming up. And we'll have to keep an eye on that, too. IDTI, I don't even know what this one is. Did I look at this one? Called a flush on it, which happened. Yeah, it was a double top or something. Or did it just miss it? Yeah, there you go. Here was the area. And we showed this pivot, 750. You know, this breakdown bar. We did have a gap fill up in here. Wow. Damn. Hope someone got that one. Woo, look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right into support. It could bounce here. I would probably wait for this area, maybe for a bounce. This is another one, guys. So if the markets start to dump, you're probably going to go fill this gap down in here, maybe 16 bucks. So I hope someone shorted this one. Anybody catch that one? Wow. Yeah, it's just the charts. It's not me guessing. Look at this high pivot, bunch of resistance. You have a bunch of resistance here. This pivot high. Boom. Boom shaka. Oh yeah, that's it. Look at that bearish inside bar, weekly. Yeah, it's ugly. You know, it's like it got above this, never got above that, right back in 618. So it's holding this area in here. But if that area breaks, here's your area, 1622. You got the 200 moving average shoe. When's the last time it touched that? Yeah, we talked about that too. It never has. It's like a piece of crap out there sitting in the heat, and this is the fly. It's going to get sucked right to it because you know how flies like crap. Oh, man. Got to put some humor in here, guys. That's all I do all day long. Look at charts. AKAO long. Any suggestions? AKAO. Where are we up on? 72 now. Jeez. Hold on here. Here they go. Yellen's in there on the light volume lunch float. We gotta do this. Technically, we can't close below this area. AKAO, right? Was that the same chart? Wait, am I looking at that one? ADTI, does that have anything to do with AKAO? Holy crap. Did we look at, hold on. Hold on here. AK. Am I on the right chart here? AKAO. Gosh, hold on. IDTI. What is going on? Hold on here. Looks like the same. Are these things? Are they the same thing? Hold on here. Okay, hold on. That's why. That's why. Okay. I had them both symbols in the same thing. I was like, wow, that looks the same. S-Gen. Hold on. We'll get to that one. Long. Nah. Jeez. Yeah. It's a small cap 100. I don't play these. Well, let's see if we can see something here. Let's go back to the weekly. See if we had some buyers coming in here. Yeah, it's kind of, well, not too new of an issue. We are above the, if you're long, Fast Money Pete and John saying unusual activity on TCH. All right, we'll look at that one. Yeah, unusual. Someone's trying to squeeze somebody or something. Yeah, I mean, we're above on the weekly. It's not bad. We're above the MAs, but we did run already from the 290. I wouldn't chase this thing up here. I'd let it pull back, maybe pull back into the MAs and then maybe go. Yeah, I wouldn't touch this one. It already ran. Yeah, I could run up more, maybe get some news. Yeah, look what it's holding, 750. That's what it's holding. Yeah, stay away from me. I wouldn't do anything with this one. It's a low. It's 126 million. It is setting up to go up, possibly though. But if it's a news-driven stock, it'd probably go right back down. I don't even know what it is. Yeah, maybe. I don't. Like I said, I know a bunch of ticker symbols, but I don't really care to know. I just look at the charts where it really doesn't matter. Yes, it's just another low flyer. Let's look at the monthly just to see what's going on with the MAs. Yeah, oh gosh, yeah. So is this the monthly? Yeah, we're look what you're into on the monthly too. 20 MA. I mean, I guess I guess if the markets catch a bid, it could go up, but ultimately you're looking at probably $6, the top of this high, and then maybe up here, but again, your inside bar bearish pattern, maybe going down. I would just better stocks to trade out there. TCH, THC, I mean, THC. What's that? Is that a medical marijuana one? TCH? Or TH? No, TH. Yeah, THC. Isn't that marijuana? I think. I don't know. Fast money guy saying unusual activity. They buying calls? Yeah, look at that. You're starting to get a pop right there. Let's see. Weekly. Yeah, I mean, it's a low flyer. You're into this. You know, look at that. I mean, they're probably in a position long. You come into double bottom. They're hyping it up now. I mean, if this thing pops up, you're probably going to run right into the moving averages again. And if you are long this one, I would, if you want to go long, just use the $20 level as a stop out. I mean, you're kind of chasing it at this point. That double bottom there at 21.33 would have been the area. I mean, it could have room. You start getting up into the 26, 27 area, you got to get the hell out. But like I said, guys, if this the SPY dumps, it's going to be bad shape. Yeah, not bad. But look at this. You still have support here, and you have support here. So this could be just a small bounce coming on some support. Yeah, shit. $4. Gosh. Ooh, SGen. All right, hold on. We'll look at that one. Yeah, this one's not bad. But again, you're going to have to get a market trade. What's this, a monthly? Daily, we did. Yeah, it's already running. It's already too late. I mean, this would have been your spot down in here, double bottom. Even this, when they flushed everybody out here, you had a little bit. I mean, if we get above here, we confirm we could possibly go up a little higher, but just be careful. If you get back up into the $25 area, and these pivots here probably takes them off the table. But again, yeah, it's a little beat down stock. It's not, been beat down from 32, had a pivot, came back in, retraced down, went back to these lows down in here. Yeah, it could. I mean, so far it's holding the 21.33. But I guess, if you did want to go long, maybe if it closes below, the 2041 confirmation, you get out. Don't load the boat. Just be careful with that one. SGen, what is that? Short? Nah, it's already too late. Here's your area to short it, man. Oh, that was a nice one too. Look at that. Nice. Again, when we talk about retraces, look at that. Nice one. Comes in, inside bar, retraces back to the high. That would have been your area right here. Now it's coming in. Let's see where it can possibly stop. Let's try that pivot. Right there. Yeah, that's not a bad area here. $50, $50 even number. But again, if the SPY dumps, it's going right down here. I like this gap down here too at the 750, right around $46 too. But ultimately, you're looking at a $40 stock if this thing starts to rumble. The market starts selling too. You're going to be in big trouble. Let's go on the weekly. Let's just see. Yeah, what a run. I mean, this went from 26 to 58. If you're not taking profits, holy crap. You got it. Yeah, with a big smile. Short. Yeah, SGen short. Yeah, that was right here. That would have been your area, right around 57.24. Let's look at the monthly, see if it's stretched. Yeah, getting stretched too. Look at that. Goes back on the monthly, back to here even. You had more levels. Damn. This is why I like this room. If we would have looked at this one a couple weeks back. Actually, was it a couple weeks? It would have been a couple days, I think. Yeah, a couple days back. Damn. That was it right here. That pop. That head fake never closed above and shellac. Right back down. Damn, that would have been a great option play too. Guys are killing me. Tell more people to come here. You could possibly get more trades. Excuse me. Gosh, yawning away. All right, guys, I might come back later, but let's give it about 5-10 more minutes or so. Then I'm going to go. I got a couple things I got to do this morning. And then I talk about my mom calling me. Let's see. She has her eyes on the market too. Nope, that's not my mom. Yeah, because something's going up or something's going down. I got to have all my eyes on here, guys. Anything else? Did you look at AMD? No. Yeah, this is said, million shares traded. It's not really doing much. Let's look at the weekly just to see. Yeah, look at that weekly chart. Monthly was a monthly stretch too. So you guys were saying like this is like NVIDIA, whatever, the AMD. Yeah, it's not stretched on the monthly too bad, but technically, wow, this thing just can't get anything going. I mean, yeah, if it got up to 10 or 11, I'd short it maybe. But yeah, this just doesn't have enough. What is that, 7? Let's see. If we take this high, I'll guess the blue line. Oh, it's going to be close. Squeeze it. Yeah, 750 retrace, guys, from those pivots. Almost right to it. Yeah. Left guard. Yeah, nah, it's already too late. I mean, this is where you would have taken it and you would have already been out. Actually, one day hold, you would have been out $6. So you would have went from 8 to 6, $2 on a $6 stock. That's a pretty good one. Now it's just, yeah, let it play out. See what happens. Man, yeah, next short would be up in here. I like the 200 moving average, but that's if it popped up on earnings. So keep it up on your radar. We are getting back below. Let's see how it comes in, retraces up. All right, let's do a smaller retrace here. So if we take this retrace, this is more of a short-term daily. Yeah, look at that, the next one, 618. Then you have a gap. I'm surprised it didn't get to the gap fill. That would have been a nice area too. But you still have gap window. You still have a pivot here. 618 came right back in. You're below the MAs again. You hit the 750 today. You went to this window as well. So it does have a little bit of support, but we're below the MAs. I'm thinking the markets go. You're going back to 566. And if the markets really go, you're going right here at 430. It has good earnings, probably $8, maybe 10 if it really starts to rumble. But yeah, you got the SPY catching a bid now a little bit. We're only 74 down. We're still in the lunchtime hour. So for a short AMD, yeah, nah, I'd just stay away. The short was up in here. It's already played out. On a $7 stock, you're chasing it down $1. I wouldn't do it. Like I said, there's better stuff. Better stuff out there to short, in my opinion. But again, markets are catching a little bit of a bid. Like I said, they're capturing this area again. Jeez, they're not giving up. Now, next area here is around the 213 area. They got to try to get it up there while they can. You look at the intraday SPY, and here they come again. Can't help themselves. They're conditioning everybody, guys. Oh man, I didn't buy the dip down here. I gotta buy it. Every time it goes down, you buy it. And then one day we gap down 300 tomorrow again. And then everyone's like, oh my gosh, all right, let me buy it again. Then it gaps down again. Oh, you're very welcome. And then it gaps down again, and all of a sudden it just goes. I showed this earlier. We get some action here on the downside, guys. Just like in 2000, 2007. I mean, look at these charts. It's a staircase up and the elevator down. Look at this staircase. We're almost there, guys. That's why we'll not go long unless there's a great level. Then maybe. But right now we're holding. I mean, we're getting to that point where we're almost lights out, and we're going to go right back to this 200 moving average, and then possibly lower. Mark my words. When I started StockTwits, we were shorting the markets right here before this 1,000-point down day. We caught this. We caught this short, and I was heavy short, almost the house. And if you go back to StockTwits on my thing, come this dates, you can see me covering all my shorts here. I think we even went long somewhere. I think we went long here on the retrace on some stuff. But I mean, we went long. We were in and out. We didn't hold. Of course, they pushed it up, brought it back down. We did it again here, and that's what we do. That's as a trader, that's what we got to do, guys. In and out. I mean, this was epic. This was another one. I just joined StockTwits, and everyone's like, "You're an idiot." And then one guy at Apple, and I'll tell the story again. If Apple goes down to 92, I'm never trading again, and you're an idiot. Blah blah blah. And where'd Apple go? 92. I was actually telling this pivot here. right around 95. So it's going to 95, dude. I don't know why everyone's loading the boat. So I think they had earnings. It popped up and then it just dropped. And we were short Apple too. We covered a lot earlier, but yeah. And then I went to talk crap to him, and you know what he did? He blocked me. So that was an epic one. But now we're just chopping around. Apple just can't catch a bid. This is a leader. This leader can't get above the highs, and the markets are leading. There's a problem. ExxonMobil too. ExxonMobil's the leader. It should be at highs. Why isn't it? The only ones that are at highs are like JP Morgan. That's pretty much the only one. Why isn't this at the high? This is another leader, ExxonMobil. Come on. It has to be at the high. If the leaders are leading, the leaders aren't Baba. The leaders aren't Tesla, NetEase, NVIDIA. Those aren't the leaders. If you like it or not, I'm sorry. Those aren't the leaders. The leaders are your JPMs, your Apples, your Exxons. You know, you got to follow the Qs, the DIA, see what they're doing, because ultimately they sell. Everything's going down. Other than Alta. Alta, they'll probably do another upgrade. It's almost there, guys, though. I might add one more here. We'll have to see. Premium's getting sucked out right now, so I'm going to try to be real patient with this one. All right, guys, for now, that's it. I might come back later on today. Let's see if we get some action in the next maybe around 2:30 New York time, and then that's it. I got to run some errands today, and covered a bunch of shorts today. I hope some couple of you guys caught a couple of those trades I posted on StockTwits, because man, we covered a bunch today for some nice profits. All right, guys, I'm out for this for now, and we don't do something on Friday, we'll do something the following week. I like doing this live stuff. There's a lot of great people that come in here, show me a couple things that I haven't seen, and then I can figure out, do we go short or long. All right, guys, thanks for coming to the room again, and we'll talk to you later. God bless. See you on the charts.